Just like this game, whenever we get a new software update in our Tesla, it feels like we actually driving a better car than what we were driving last year or even maybe a month ago. With a major software update like the one we will be talking in this video, it is quite evident why Tesla is very hard to catch up for other manufacturers, especially when it comes to tech and updates in the car infotainment, because every time we get a decent update, it feels like we're driving a different car. And this update brings a lot of such features. But before we move on to the feature list and discuss what we have in the new software update, I do have a problem with my software update system, and I'm not too sure it's just me or you guys are getting it as well. I'll probably discuss it in later part of the video, and for now let's just go through the list of what we got this time in this update. And there are certain features which are life-changing for at least my day-to-day routine. So let's see what we've got. So to see the software update and what we've got, let's go through the software section, and you can always refer to release notes to see what's been updated. But there are a couple of things which you can easily spot even without looking at that, like this AQ55 was not there earlier. So if you click on this, it actually gives you a temperature as well as other information about the weather, and that's quite good and handy if you want to just quickly glance at the day and how it's gonna be, like is it raining or how the weather is for the day, as well as it gives certain other information, which is humidity, wind, UV index, air quality index. Moving on to the other feature which was quite evident is, so when you click on the aircon button now, the interface has changed, and as you might be able to see, it's a bit more, I think, cleaner in the sense of it's organized well, but saying that it might be troublesome while driving because the icons are very small now. But since most of these things are something which you would be doing while you either stopped, or it's not as often, like you wouldn't be turning on your heater of your steering as well as of your seat that much. So I understand it's better than having it in sub menus. As well as we got the keep dog and camp mode right here, which is actually quite good. I believe it's better than what it was, and obviously it looks way cleaner and it's modern as far as the look and feel is concerned. But I've heard some people complaining about it being very, I think, small icony, but saying that it's easy to manage even without going in there. Like you can still do hold this button to slide the bar. There's certain features you would be able to trigger, and same goes with the, I think, the passenger side if they want to do it. So it's not like that's the only option for you to do it, but if you want to do something for the rear passengers, it's a bit more cleaner. And there's one more new feature on the screen, which is schedule. So schedule allows you to precondition the car temperature as well as the battery temperature for a set time. This is quite handy when you do have a certain schedule that you drive your car with. Example would be like if you go to work every day at 8 a.m. and you set the time at 8 a.m., you would be able to set the temperature of the car as well as heat up the battery a bit, which gives you better thing longevity. But saying that, it wasn't an option from the aircon screen earlier, but now it is. Other thing which we were able to spot was the addition of Amazon Music as well as YouTube Music. And the best part about YouTube Music on Tesla is you are actually able to search for things, because in my BYD we do not have a search option, which means I'm stuck with all the library I have or all the things that I've played earlier, but I won't be able to search things. And I was just listening to a couple of podcasts earlier, and it's actually quite good because when you're playing a podcast, it gives you an option to increase the speed as well, which is usually what I do. So it's good to see that the integration of YouTube Music is quite seamless, as I do have premium connectivity in my car right now. So it's pretty good because whenever you leave the car, the music or the podcast stops, and as soon as you enter the car, you would be able to pick it up from where you left off, which is great. So let's look at all the additional features. So as we were looking through the schedule, you would be able to I believe, enter multiple schedules now depending on the week. So you can have a charge start at, let's assume, if you work from home for a couple of days, you can do that. You can just select those days that you work from home, and you can select a charge during the day, which allows you to charge your car via the solar panel if you have one. Then other thing is, you can have it repeat weekly, or you can have it set for just this week. And as we were discussing, you can also precondition based on the days, that when is the precondition by setting that you want to achieve your precondition by. So that's actually good if you want to use it, or if you drive your car enough. I see that's something which would be useful for people who drive regularly, as well as do have a charging infrastructure where they get charged less for charging at certain times, which currently I do not. So let's go through the list now and see what we've got for this update. The first thing is YouTube Music and Amazon Music. I do have Amazon Prime subscription, but I never got used to using Amazon Music. I think YouTube Music is one of the biggest library when it comes to songs, because whatever you have on YouTube, you would be able to sort of get it on YouTube Music, and every song that I do listen to or is released is usually on YouTube. So it's something which doesn't make me go to other platforms. And then the next one is parental control, which is actually quite a handy tool if you want to share your car, or if you have to share your car with your kids, or if you're giving it to someone else and you want to control certain aspects, like you can set the max speed limit as well as limit the acceleration to chill when it's in parental control mode, which is quite good. As well as you can turn on the safety features as well as fix them that you won't be able to turn off when it's in parental control mode. And that's even something which is more exciting or gimmicky, whatever way you want to see, that you would be able to configure night curfew to receive notifications through your Tesla mobile app whenever the vehicle is driven past a certain time that you've set aside for your kids or whosoever you're giving your car to. But assuming you don't live in such a big house that you wouldn't even know that your kids are not at home and they're driving your car, that could be something which would be useful. Obviously, it's not something which we plan to use anytime soon, but I see the appeal to it. Safety, I presume it's going to be somewhere in here. So that's where you turn it on from, and you would be able to control the speed limit, reduce acceleration to chill, require safety features, and send curfew notification between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. So that's something which you would be able to do if you have this mode turned on. But either way, if you have someone who drives the car a bit more roughly or enthusiastically, then you can use parental control to actually put it down in a mode where they won't be able to accelerate too fast. And the next one is you can navigate to sub destinations. I'll have a look at that right now after we go through the list. The other one was weather forecast and air quality, which we just discussed, and it's actually quite handy. Like, all the things that you could see earlier was just the temperature reading, but now this information is available for us to just quickly glance on how the day looks, which is good. Then we already discussed schedule charge and preconditioning, which is handy if you do have a charger that you prefer to charge at certain times. And then there's some security improvements, and other updates include some changes to the Battle of Polytopia game, and we have seen the redesign of climate panel, as well as when in auto, the fan speed may now automatically lower to reduce the sound of ambient noise during the phone call, which is quite good. This was actually a by default feature in the BYD, so I was not sure if it's in Tesla or not, but apparently it wasn't there and now it is, which is good. So let's look at the sub destination part. So let's assuming we're doing airport, Brisbane, then you would be able to select what terminal you want to go to that particular destination, and that's what it means by choosing a sub destination. So if you're choosing a destination which is, let's assume you're just doing Brisbane Airport, you would be able to choose where exactly do you want to go. And I think that brings me to the end of this software update and release. Earlier in the video, I was talking about the issue that I have with my software update in my Tesla. So as you can see, all these features that we just discussed were released in update 2024 26 3.1, but I never actually received that update. I just got a notification of 2024 26.7. I'm not too sure that's same with you as well, but this seems to be happening to me quite a lot when I don't receive the main updates, but I just receive a notification saying in the release note that there's some minor fixes that your car wants to update to, but it turns out to be an update which brings in more features. This happened last time when we got the changes in the interface from like the basic to the new version, and this happened to me this time as well. And just so you know, when we go to the update section, which is this, I do have this software update preference to be advanced. And what it means, like, if you want to get the updates as soon as they are available, you would be able to receive them if you have advanced selected. So that's not an issue. Like if you were going to comment in the comment section that maybe turn on this setting and that'll relieve me from the troubles of not receiving the update as soon as they are available. But I don't, it's not such a big deal because eventually I get these updates, but I would love to see and try it out as soon as they are available. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you learn something new if you're new to Tesla, because sometimes what happens is like these updates go in the menu and you don't realize that you've got an update which could actually change the way you drive your car, especially for someone who wants to schedule their charging at a particular time of the day to save some money. Or for me, like YouTube Music is one of the biggest things in this update because that's my use case where I would be able to use YouTube Music as my main source of entertainment while driving and not have to worry about putting something on my phone and connecting it via Bluetooth, so which is good. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching the video until the end, and drive safe, and I'll see you in the next one.